Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. It's time to catch up with McKendree football coach Mike Babcock. First, following the Bearcats season opening 33-19 victory over Angelo State. Coach, it was a game the Bearcats trailed by 10 at the half. A big play defensively swung the momentum in the second half. 24 unanswered points in that final 20 minutes. Really a big team effort. Offensively, Elsie Burke stepping in for an injured Brendan Fred, leading the Bearcats to victory. Defensively, 6 takeaways. Let's go ahead and get your general impressions on that victory.
I mean, overall, I thought it was a great team win. I thought all phases, you could see the first game jitters every now and then with some spots, but definitely a lot of big plays, all around. I think overall, defensively, I thought we played probably one of our best games that we've had even since I've been here, in the last 4 years. So guys were flying around, they were creating turnovers, big play momentum. I mean, it was hard for Angelo State to really get off the ground in that second half and be able to move the ball, and that's a lot of it is our defense. Offensively, you look at Elsie Burke coming in for an injured Brendan Fred and coming right off the bat and being able to throw a touchdown, in the third quarter, to get into a 4-minute mode at the end of the game and run in for a touchdown to kind of, get the game out of hand. And so, he did a very nice job. He was very poised in the pocket and able to do some very nice things. And then special teams, let's not count out special teams. I mean, 2 turnovers on our punt team, being able to not only gain 60 yards of field position, but also get the ball back as well. So, I mean, those are 2 huge momentum swings. So overall, very pleased.
Let's talk first about that defensive effort. As you mentioned, 6 takeaways, 3 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions. Perhaps the biggest play of the game, Nate Powell's 50-yard interception return for a touchdown to start the second half. He had 2 interceptions himself, and the Bearcats really seemed to take advantage of those opportunities.
Absolutely. They're more comfortable in the defense. This is having our defensive coordinator or our defensive back coach here for 2 years and being able to understand the defense. A lot of guys returning, so they're playing the same thing over and over and over again. So they're getting the repetitions, they're seeing the assignments, they're doing the assignments. And so that's what was a lot of fun on game day, seeing that. And I think a guy like Nate Powell just had a tremendous job in the game, ended up getting Player of the Week honors, because of it, and why not? 2 interceptions, one of them for a touchdown. I mean, he had a great game along with a lot of others.
And it wasn't just the usual names, the A.J. Wentland, 14 tackles, Lucky Barr, 3 sacks. A guy like Blake Benoist comes in, gets a majority of playing time at safety, 7 tackles. He had an interception himself. So really a good mix, seeing the younger guys get some reps and being able to perform as well.
Absolutely, and I think it helps having a veteran, line to be able to help out a guy like Blake in the back half. But I thought Blake did a tremendous job, coming in basically his first time playing college ball, having redshirted last year, and I think he did a phenomenal job, and again, hopefully we can keep it going.
We talked about offensively, we would see the combination of Brendan Fred, Elsie Burke at some point throughout a game. Unfortunately, the hand was tipped because of Brendan's injury, but before he got injured, I thought Brendan played pretty well himself, ripped off a big 59-yard run, was able to move the ball for the Bearcats as well.
I thought Brendan did a nice job of being able to kind of lead our offense and to get them going, especially early on, and taking the opening drive all the way down for a score, and ended up having a quarterback run that he ended up breaking past the safeties and looked like he was going to go in until his legs gave out at the end. So but Brendan's a great guy and did a nice job early on for us.
But then when Elsie stepped in, he got that touchdown pass right away, beautiful wheel route to Daquan Dudley, and then bounced off of 4 tackles on that last offensive possession of the game, broke off a 31-yard touchdown run. Big plays from him, but a high percentage completing the ball, 6 of 8, ran for 50-some yards, and I thought he did a nice job of running the offense.
I think he did a phenomenal job, especially when you're coming into the game late, in the third quarter, and your warm-up throws are the 5 throws that you take before you go out there in the third quarter. So, being able to really get going with a touchdown drive and a nice throw to Daquan. He also had a nice fade ball to Tyler Brewer, who made a phenomenal catch on a good third down play. And then obviously his last run of the game, as he scampered in for a touchdown, which was a really nice run, ended up bouncing off a couple defenders and going. So I think that obviously made his day. He played about as best as I've ever seen him play, and obviously there's always corrections with every player that we have, but he did a great job and hopefully continue to get better.
A good win, not only the fact you second quarterback leads the Bearcats to victory, the defense fuels the second half comeback. but a good win against a very good team from the Lone Star Conference.
Absolutely. I mean, it helps the entire conference, when you can beat non-conference teams. Just shows us that the GLVC is a conference to be reckoned with, throughout the country. We've got another tough one this week, against a very good opponent. So, but again, at the end of the day, it's good to get that first win. But in all reality, we got a lot more, and so we're on to the next one.
Speaking of non-conference, you alluded to it already. This coming Saturday, the Bearcats host West Liberty University, a team that McKendree faced last year on the road. The regular season opener, McKendree wins 50-27, a game that featured a lot of high-powered offense for the Bearcats, several takeaways on defense against a team that lost their opener by 7 points this past week to a very good Concord team, but a team much like Angelo State, very solid on both sides of the ball.
I mean, you said it yourself. They're very solid on both sides of the ball. I mean, this was a team that early on in the game, we were struggling to continue to move the ball. They did a nice job. They've got great athletes in the back half at the skill position level. And they've also got guys on both sides of the line that are big, that can run. This is a very good matchup in my opinion. We were able to go on the road and beat them at their place last year, and I feel like that might have a chip on their shoulder that they, want to come and do the same thing for us. So I think all of us know that this is going to be a tough game. Luckily, we're playing it at home, and hopefully, find a way to win.
Keys to victory, Coach. I know obviously you want to play well, like you said, both sides of the ball. Really now, Elsie having a chance to work on the game plan fully for a week. What do you see out of your Bearcats this Saturday?
Well, the big theme this week is get better. You always want to have your best week of practice from your first game to your second game, because everyone's making mistakes. I watched football over the weekend from college, on up, and a lot of people are making mistakes. And so whether it's 10 guys on the field, whether it's missing an assignment, missing a block, can we correct those mistakes and be able to play at a high level and play fast and be able to run around and score points on offense and tackle and take takeaways on defense. Can we do those little things right and be able to play fast in order to do it?
Nice thing is the very rare situation the Bearcats with their first 2 games of the season at home, so the creature comforts, not having to travel, getting ready for a good opponent, and also having a couple extra days to prepare for West Liberty.
It helps. It definitely helps. The extra days off, just because of a long camp, guys physical. And it was a physical game last Thursday night, but at the end of the day, all these from here on out are coming quick, and this is a very tough opponent coming into our place, and so we need to treat it as such and hopefully make it a good one on Saturday.
Coach, thanks for joining us, giving us your perspective. Good luck against West Liberty.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget, you can catch the McKendree West Liberty contest if you can't make it live on the Bearcat Sports Network at glvcsn.com/McKendree. Kickoff at 1 p.m.